welcome back to my channel. So during this video we're going to do a shop my stash and just kind of go through the products that I pulled out to use the upcoming week and maybe the next week. We'll see how that goes. The items I pulled out, I do plan on using. I may not use them the entire week, but for the most part I will use most of the items, you know, throughout the next 2 weeks and kind of rotate them like that. So I'm going to start with my face products, and I don't have them in a particular order. I just had everything in my basket what I want to use because I felt like it will be easier if I go ahead and pull the items out, stick them in my container, and it makes it much easier to kind of discuss what I want to use. Then I have my eyeshadow palettes on my vanity and some other items that I want to use. So we're just going to go with what's in this basket first. I pulled out this Catrice 1 Minute Face Perfector. I've never used this. It's a primer. It's a moussey face perfector and ensures flawless mattified complexion and natural makeup finish. It makes pores visibly disappear. So like I said, I bought this a while back and it is in the shade 0101 Fits All, and I'm not sure if this is the only shade that they sell it in, but I'm definitely gonna try this tomorrow when I do my makeup for work to see how it works up under my foundation. And this is what the top looks like. If any of you are interested, or if you have it, let me know your thoughts on if you've used it and how it works for you. So I'm definitely excited about using this. The next item I have is this In Transit Camera Close-Up Mask Moisturizer and Primer all in one. Now, I've used this a couple of times. It came as a sample and I do like this, so I just pulled it back out to continue using it, and I may just keep it out until I use it all up. The other items I pulled out as a primer is the No Problem Prime Essence, and this is a flower extract touching soul primer, and this is what it looks like. It's more like a oil based type primer. I used this a couple of times as well, so I wanted to pull it back out and get a little more use out of it. Also, I pulled out the ColourPop No Filter primer, and I've used this a couple of times as well, and I did like how it performed. So I'm excited about pulling these primers out to use them within the next couple of days or so to see how they still perform, and the one I have not used. I pulled out my Tula Skincare Protect and Glow Sunscreen Gel to use up under my foundations. And it's a daily sunscreen gel, and it has SPF 30 in it, and it's a probiotics and superfoods skincare item. And then for moisturizers, I pulled out this Morphe 2 Total Softy Gel Moisturizer. This is a good moisturizer. I actually forgot I had it until I started digging out in my stash. So I'm definitely going to leave this one out on my vanity once this week is over with, so I can continue using it. I pulled out the Classy Touch and Soul Glassy Skin Balm, and this is what it looks like. I think I have another one, but I think this is the one I may have started using. I'm not sure if I do have two or three of these, but this is really good too. I like how it makes my skin feels like really soft. When I first got it, I received it in a BoxyCharm, and then I bought some backups because I really do like the way it makes my skin feel. And my all-time favorite, this will stay in my weekly baskets, daily, whatever. This is this CeraVe moisturizing cream. This is like the best cream. I love this cream for my face. It feels almost like a primer, moisturizer, lotion type. This is the bomb. I do have a backup. It doesn't have like a scent to it. It's like really smooth on your skin. I really like this stuff, and I like get stupid with it when I place it all over my face. But I just love how moisturizing it is on my skin. So we're gonna move on to the next product. My foundations this week. I pulled out some ColourPop foundations and a CoverGirl foundation. and a black radiance foundation. Now for my foundations, I may go back and forth with it depending on how these perform the next couple of days, but I did want to pull them out to kind of use them to see how they'll perform, you know, with my other products after moisturizing and stuff like that. Because a lot of these foundations I just did not pull back out because they didn't perform the way I want them to. But during that time, I did not have a routine of how I like to moisturize my skin and stuff before applying foundation. So maybe, just maybe, these products will work differently this time. So I pulled out 3 ColourPop foundations, which are these 3. This is the No Filter foundation, and this one is in the shade Medium. It's kind of like really lighter than what I'm used to putting on my skin, and kind of deepen up a little bit with another foundation. The other 2 I have is the Pretty Fresh foundations. One is in the shade Medium, and the other one's, well, Medium 105 Neutral, and then Medium 85 Neutral. I may have to mix these together. They look like more of a cooler tone. We'll see once I start applying it. The next foundation I pulled out is the Wonder Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. This came in a BoxyCharm, and this is in the shade Medium. I don't know why these mediums look pretty light, but a lot of foundations do oxidize, so we'll see how that works. I also pulled out the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous. I used to like this foundation, so I'm pulling out again, and this is in the shade Golden Tan. Now, I may have to use this foundation to deepen up these foundations, because I don't mind mixing foundations to come up with the perfect shade, or at least close to my shade range. Then I pulled out my Black Radiance Color Perfect foundation. This is in the shade Cream Brulee. And this is more of a like a little deeper tone than my skin tone. So again, we're going to kind of dibble and dab, mix foundations to kind of get the perfect tone, close to it as possible. But if not, I took out both of these LA Girl Pro Mixing Foundation pigments, and it either lightens or deepens up the foundation to your liking. So it says that they lightens, this one lightens more shades, and this one shifts lighter shades to a warmer tone, the yellow. So I've been using this one a lot more than this one, but I put both of them out in case I need them with this shade range of foundations that I pulled out to use. And I pulled out this liquid highlighter by Eloise. This came in a BoxyCharm as well. I've used it a couple of times in the past where I would highlight these areas and my chin area right before my foundation. So I'm going to see if I can do that again this week. I'm trying to incorporate it back in my routine because I do like how it gives that glow up under your foundation. So I'm going to see if I can actually put it in with my moisturizers and see if that works, and see how it comes together when I do my face. So on to the next couple of items. Now for my primers for my eyes, I pulled out my P. Louise base in the shade number 2, Rumor, which is a popular eyeshadow base. And I also pulled out this ColourPop L'Oreal Cream Shadow to use as an eyeshadow base. And it's just a kind of creamy nudie shade. So I've never used this, so I'm excited to use this to see how it performs. And I don't know why I'm doing all this new stuff, knowing when I record and film, I'm going to work. So we're going to see how that works. And I also pulled out this P. Louise Mitchell Acid Rain Blank Canvas. Just like if I want to put my shimmers and stuff on, I want to see how this performs. We'll see, but not a guarantee I'm going to use it during the week, but I do want to try to attempt to use it during one of my looks in, you know, during the week. So for my blushes this week, I pulled out the Elf blush, and it's just a little small blush. It does not have a shade name on here, but it's just like a highlighter topper type blush. And then I pulled out the Bare Minerals blush in Mauve Sunrise. This is a beautiful blush. I used it a couple of times last week, so I wanted to keep it in my stash for this week. It's a mauve beautiful blush. And then I pulled out the Ofra Madison Miller blush in Sweet Stuff. And it's a really light, not corally, but a, how would I explain, like a dusty rose type shade. For my bronzers this week, I pulled out, I have a lot of bronzers I pulled out because I like bronzing. I pulled out the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Chestnut to contour with. And I pulled out these two NYX illuminating sticks to contour with. And the shade Sandy Glow and the shade Topaz Tan. And I used to love these two. Let me pull this off because it's just not, it's going to fall off anyway. So we pulled those out to bronze, contour with rather, not bronze but contour with. To bronze, I pulled out this Wet n Wild pressed powder, and it's a deep tone pressed powder. So we're going to bronze with this shade, and then I pulled out two of my Black Radiance pressed powders to bronze with, and I pulled out the shade Creamy Beige and the shade Golden Cashews. So I love these. I have one that I used and I like paying the mess out of it. It's a really, really good bronzer, in my opinion, for my skin. I pulled out two more bronzing powders, and I pulled out a lot because if one doesn't work, at least I have options in my basket to continue my week. This was the Basic Beauty Bronze Essentials. Now this came in a BoxyCharm, and I used to use this a lot. It's like a shimmer type bronze, where it gives you like a glow in that area where you bronze. So I do like this one, so that's why I pulled this back out. Then I pulled out the NYX Professional Makeup Bronzing Palette. I don't forget what this came in or how I got it, but it came as a free item for something I purchased. But this is what it looks like. So I've never used it, but I am glad I pulled it out of my collection to use. So for my highlighters, I only pulled out this Huda Beauty 3D highlighting palette because I felt like the four colors in here are so pretty. You can mix them, use them alone, and I think with the shade ranges in here, I'll be okay with using this for the week. So that's my highlighter palette. And for my setting sprays this week, y'all know I'm always using this Milani this Milani spray, and my I've been using my Morphe spray lately. So we're gonna kind of switch it up. It does not want to go back in the packaging. That's okay. So we're gonna use our Urban Decay All Nighter spray. I'm gonna use that spray. This is like a bomb spray, so I try to save it when I'm going somewhere and going out. My setting powders for this week, took out my Airspun in the shade Translucent Ultra Extra Coverage. So I do like Airspun's powder. I took out my Anastasia's powder in the shade Banana. This is a great powder. If you have not tried Anastasia's powder when they have a sale, I suggest you try it. I love their powders. And my Juvia's Place in Kalahari, if I said that right, I'm not sure. This shade here, one of the lighter shades. So moving on to my concealers. Now I pulled out a lot of concealers, only because I love to use different types of concealer when I'm highlighting under my eyes, on my chin area, my forehead area, or even if those eyeshadow bases does not work, then I do have my concealers as an option. So I have not used these concealers in a very long time. Besides these two, which is the Lorac Pro, I just pulled them out in my last two videos that I filmed. I don't believe I've opened them yet, but the two shades I pulled out is the Creamy Beige, but I think it's the Medium Beige on my video, and then Classic Ivory to highlight with. So I left these two out. I think I switched the shade up, but these are the two I'm going to be using this week. along with the CoverGirl True Blend Concealer in the shade Buff Beige. It's this shade. And also I pulled out the Naked Skin in Medium Light, which is this shade here. And I pulled out the Rimmel Nude Stay Matte Concealer. It's a deeper a little deeper than medium beige. And then I pulled out the NYX HD Concealer. This one is in the shade CW04 Beige. And I pulled out the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. And this one is in the shade Light Medium. And the last one I pulled out is my Tarte Shape Tape concealer in the shade Fair Light Neutral. So I did pull out, like I said, plenty of concealers because you can never go wrong with concealers. Like I said, whether you're highlighting or using as eyeshadow bases. So these are all the concealers I pulled out for the week. And then I pulled out my little MAC pot to carve out my eyebrows with this week. So I'm going to try to give my Revolution pot a break and use this one. Now, to the eyeshadow palettes. Now, with my eyeshadow palettes, I'm not going to say 100% stick with them, but that's the plan. So, we're going to go ahead with what I took out. Most of them are high-end, and I just wanted to pull them out and play in them a little bit because I've been playing so much in affordable eyeshadow palettes. I do want to dive into more of my higher end palettes. Now I did pull out one palette that's not high end, and I didn't even know I had this palette in my collection, and it's like really old, but I do want to pull it out and see if it still performs well. And it's the L'Oreal Le Palette Nude 2. I wonder if they still sell this palette. I'm sure they do, but this used to be like the go-to eyeshadow palette when you could not afford anything else. But I do want to see if it still performs really good. So I may try this tomorrow for work. I think I will. Let me not say that. I may. I may. Okay. We're gonna try it for the week out. Just put it like that. Now the next eyeshadow palettes I'm pulling out. Some I've used before, some I have never even touched. But I pulled out the Kat Von D's 10-year anniversary eyeshadow palette. This is what the packaging looks like. Really pretty packaging. This is the colors in the eyeshadow palette. Now her formula is really good. I'm trying to get this mirror out the way. It's just not doing it. Okay, that's better. This is a pretty color scheme. Now when I first bought this, I was not playing in color at all. I was like intimidated by it, so that's probably why I never pulled it out, because all of these bold colors. But I've used it a couple of times and came up with some softer colorful looks, and I have to tell you, this is some good formula in this palette. So I wanted to pull this one back out. Then I pulled out 3 of my Huda Beauty palettes, which is the Huda Beauty Nude palette, which is the pink packaging. This is what it looks like. I have used it before, so I wanted to pull it out again. This is what it looks like. And then I pulled out the Huda Beauty's Desert Dusk palette. Same here, another beautiful eyeshadow palette. And then I pulled out the Rose Gold textured Rose Gold. This is the very first one. I have both of them. The remaster, I believe I do. But this is the very first one with the clear packaging on the front, the clear face, which I do like because you can see through the packaging. But this is the color scheme. And I used to use this one a lot. So I'm excited about pulling this one back out. This is a pretty color scheme. I just want to see if they still perform like they used to. And I love her packaging with her eyes and stuff on the front of them. So pretty. So pretty. And then this one is the Desert Dust. And then the other palettes I took out is the Lorac Unzipped Unfiltered palette. which is this color scheme. I have I think it's 3 or 4 of these. I have 3 of these. I'm not sure of the other 2 I have, but I pulled this one out so that I can use it. And then I pulled out my Lorac Pro 3. I used it last week and loved the look I came up with, so I pulled it out again. This is the color scheme, so you'll see me do another look with this eyeshadow palette. And then I pulled out 3 of my Makeup Addiction eyeshadow palettes. I've never used them. I think my daughter have used them for me, but I've never used them. They have some nice color schemes. Again, when I bought these, I was not planning to color, so I never touched them. But this is the one called Meadow, and the pans are like super big, really big pans. Meadows, that's really, really pretty. And when I use these, I'll probably be mixing the palettes instead of using them alone. Like I may use another shadow to get a transition shade or something like that. Like for example, this one here, Smoked Out. I cannot use it by itself when I'm going to work, and I will not be able to come up with, well, I can with these 2 shades here, but for the most part I'll probably be throwing in, well, I take that back, I can, because I didn't realize it was a mauve type matte, so I can do that. This is the Smoked Out palette. These colors are like so pretty. I'm trying to hide this. These are some pretty colors. Like these, like I said, these pans are like super big. And then the last one is the Flaming Love palette, and this is what it looks like. Really pretty. So like I said, I'm excited to pull out all these items and start using them, but I definitely want to use these Makeup Addiction eyeshadow palettes because I've never used them, and I bought them some time ago. So I think that covers pretty much everything that I will be using to do my face with. If I left anything out, then we'll just throw it in as I do my face during the week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Shop My Stash. Like I said, it was helpful for me to pull everything out and then share it with you all. But I look forward to getting up and using these products on my face. So some of these videos may be a little chattier than usual when I do them this week, because I do want to show you all that I'm actually using the products rather than just stashing them over in a basket saying I'm using them, but they're not being used. So I may, like I said, I may add some items to it, but I'm definitely going to be, for the most part, using what's in this basket. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have not done so already, please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel and become a part of my YouTube family here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.